Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Tim Dillon Show. It is the last week, I believe, with the summer background that we really have not used, only a few times. I spent a lot of time this summer in LA shooting a show that comes out, a special event that comes out on October 1st. On Netflix, I'll say very little about it. I'll say more about it later. But it's about trans Israeli volleyball players in Russia. No, it's a resurrection of a genre of television I believe the country deserves again. That is my belief. We will see. That is my belief. It is a genre of television I believe the United States of America at its current moment deserves. And I have provided it for them. And that will be out October 1st on Netflix. So I wasn't in New York to use our beloved summer background, the lovely northeastern beach. But we will be replacing it, yes, and the lobster. We will be replacing it with a fall autumnal background very soon. And we're going to find an autumnal creature. I don't know who it'll be, but because it's seasonal. And as you get older, you're more cognizant and aware of the seasons because, like all things, they signify death. All things after you are at a certain age, you signify death. Everything. All things. Everything. You see a new decoration go up at Target, you go, I'm going to die. Have I done enough? That's what you think when you walk around Target and they start putting the pumpkins out. Have I done enough? Have I done enough? Have I done enough? Will they remember me? They don't remember anyone. Will they remember me? Have I done enough? Have I done enough? Will they remember me? I'm 39. In January, I turned 40. And then you just, at every moment, everything you see becomes a signifier of your own mortality. No matter how insignificant it, well, we have pumpkin cheesecake now. We're all going to die. Have I done enough? Have I done enough? There's so much pressure to make every moment count. It's exhausting. And that's why I went to the U.S. Open. I go, I got to go to the U.S. Open because, oh, God, what if I don't? What if I don't go to the U.S. Open? Then what? Can I say that I've lived? Can I say that I've lived if I don't spend a disgusting amount of money on tickets to go see the U.S. Open? And here's the thing with the U.S. Open, by the way. Let's get this out of the way. And this is going to sound, people are going to read into this some type of racial thing, and it's not, or a class. It's really about class more than it is about race. Man, do I remember when I was a kid and my grandfather would get tickets to the U.S. Open and we would go as a family, my mother, my father, and myself. They'd give me a little cup of Haagen-Dazs. And we got these amazing seats. And once I handed Martina Navratilova, that big hulking dyke, I handed her a towel. Great, tennis player. And that was, a great era, right? Pete Sampras and Agassi and Steffi Graf and Martina Navratilova, Monica Seles, the one who got stabbed, the whole thing, whatever. My parents put me in a tennis clinic when I was young. There's this idea that your kid's going to be a tennis player. People, because what a nice thing, right? What a lovely thing that would be to have your kid be a tennis player. So they all put them into, everybody on Long Island goes, why don't you give this a shot? Put me in a little tent. You go on the clay court and you whack the ball around. Didn't take. But we'd go to the U.S. Open and I remember you could hear a pin drop. It was silent. It was quiet. The U.S. Open used to be really quiet. Now the U.S. Open is loud. It's very loud. It's become a bit democratized, if you get my drift. There's a lot of people, and they don't understand it's supposed to be a quiet sport. You're sitting, and even on the court side where we paid an ungodly amount of money for tickets, and people behind me are like, they're just talking drunk and eating chicken nuggets with caviar on them. They have $100 set of chicken nuggets, you dunk in caviar. I mean, it's like, what is happening? What is happening, by the way? Can anyone explain that? It's just, it's not nearly as civilized as it once was. I don't know what's going on. There's people screaming and yelling. Bring up the caviar nugget. There it is. I tried. It's too salty. The chicken nugget is salty. The caviar is salty as well. Who's planning this? But this is what's going on. By the way, you don't get that much caviar. You get the idea that you get that much caviar. You just don't. You put a little caviar in each nugget. The point is this. We're lost now in the weeds. Tennis has become, and then you're there. And people are like screaming. They're trying to get chants going, like with the foam finger. It's like, guys, that's not it. Then you're there, and then there's people there. I bumped into some twink who I knew, and then he's talking about this guy, Yannick Sinner, who's like the top ranked in the world. I was like, oh, who's this guy? He's like, oh, you don't know? He's the top ranked in the world. I go, yeah, no one cares about this. I don't care about this. No one cares. We're just going. It's U.S. Open. It's a fun thing to go. This guy's, Sinner guy's hot, and he's very talented, but no one cares. So what do we mean? And then the people that really care about tennis are weird. There's something wrong with them. Like the people that are really like, I love watching it. The athleticism, you sit close, but who cares? Like, what are we doing? You don't know he's the number one ranked. What? Go away. I want to find out here. And then forget. You just told me. Now I know. This idea that people, well, who are they that are like really into it? Like really into this? Do you pay attention before it gets to the Grand Slam level? Well, how do you even do that? I guess you'll watch it. I don't know. I just find it disturbing that people they're like upset that I don't know who the rankings of the people. I don't know. You don't know. Well, you don't know that. You don't know. He's actually not. She's number 3 in the world. What? What is this? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't look at the sheet of who's number 3 in the world. I'm just here. It's just fun. It's just a fun thing to do. The climate is nice. The weather is nice. You can eat a heinous caviar nugget. And look at Anna Wintour, that ghost. She's still around. Katie Couric. I saw Katie Couric. These people must be so fucking bored with life already. They're all ready to go to another planet. Katie Couric's just sitting there. She's been going to this thing for 25, 30 years. I mean, it's just they don't care anymore. They're all just, that's the thing you start to realize about these money New York people. They're just so bored. You get to a certain point, they just want something to happen. Go up. Who was, by the way, they put people on the Jumbotron now. No one knows who anyone is. No one has a clue who any person is at all anymore. So there's like 3 people they've heard of. It's like Kevin Hart, Jason Sudeikis. No one, like literally, no one knows who anyone is anymore. So it's so awkward. It's so awkward for the person on the Jumbotron because they're just like, they go on the Jumbotron. No one cheers. And there's just a rustling of like, and the person on the Jumbotron is just doing this. You go, have a little fun with it if you're on the Jumbotron. Say something wild, Say something fun. Nobody's excited to see anyone anymore. That's not our society anymore, by the way. It's like very rarely. Like Sudeikis got an applause, Kevin Hart. Like there are people that like, but it's also such a New York, no offense, a little bit of a libtard media circus where like we know who's going to get the applause. We just do. It's a certain, oh, there's Bethany, who I went with one of the, she's on TikTok all the time talking about chicken salad. Fun woman, very funny. They threw her on the red carpet. She had no problem with that. She likes that. I don't understand why there's a red carpet at a U.S. Open tennis match. What is this? Who's this for? By the way, apparently everyone in the world's been getting money to talk about Russia, and I've been defending them for free for 18 months. I have the worst ad people in the business. No, literally, I have the worst ad people in the business. They are the worst. I cannot get any. I am here literally defending Russia for free on the show. And apparently they are throwing money. And it's not necessarily, I'm being facetious. I'm not necessarily defending Russia, but I'm looking at the conflict in a nuanced way and saying that the United States played a role in kind of provoking this by talking about admitting Ukraine into NATO. And that's not an opinion that I have and no one else has. It's shared by a lot of people. And that's all I've said. I've said, let's look at it and let's not go to a nuclear war with Russia. That's all I've said. But apparently, Russia has been throwing money around and creating fake media companies, and I can't even get a taste? I can't even get a fucking taste? Do you know how depressing it is to wake up and read a story that people are getting stuffed with money from Russia and I can't get nothing? And we don't know if any of this is true, by the way. This just came out. U.S. officials allege Russian operatives illegally provided $10 million to fund videos by American right-wing social media stars. God, can you buy off the right-wing cheap, huh? $10 million? No offense. What do you even do with $10 million in our country? I'm not even kidding. What can you do with $10 million right now? I mean, I guess some of you could find something to do with it, but frankly, you're going to risk this for $10 mil? Tennessee-based Tenet Media was identified as a target of the RT scheme, according to media reports. Basically, supposedly, they funded a bunch of, they're buying influencers. Russia's going out, they're buying influencers, and apparently, allegedly, to get, wield power, they are accused of carrying out a secret influence campaign in the United States. This is kind of a new world that we're living in. It's where basically instead, like all countries, including us, play games with the media, and we influence the media of other countries, and we play games on the internet. We've been doing that for a long time. We set up little sites for, to feed the chaos going on. Like, we did the Black Lives Matter protest. Everybody goes, let's have a little fun, right? Also, all of these bots, enrage people and exploit any type of anger that's out there, and they try to create division amongst the people. And now they're really going directly to influencers, and they're buying those influencers directly. I think they paid Tana Mojo to put that Brooke Schofield back on after she dropped the N-bomb. That's my guess. I think that was Russia. Or potentially China. I don't know. It might have been China. Did China? I'm going to allege right now, with no evidence, just a hunch, that Tana Mojo is being paid by China to bring Brooke Schofield back on her canceled podcast. It's a hunch I have. It's an instinct. And by the way, this is a message for the Brooke Schofields of the world, who I don't know. I've met once. Lovely lady, I guess. I don't know. I love Tana. Tana, who cares? But I do love her. Can I make a comment on these YouTubers getting canceled being racist at 13? I actually kind of agree with that. And let me tell you why. You're not supposed to be racist at 13, you freak. You're supposed to be racist at my age, when you've met people and you've learned and you've been able to look at patterns. That's the whole point. Who's racist at 13? What kind of hate monger you have to be to hate people as a child? You're supposed to hate them as an adult when you've met them. You're not supposed to hate Jews at 11. You're supposed to fucking lose a job and your rent goes up. And then you go, that goddamn Jew, whether it's right or wrong. You're supposed to hate them as an adult. Who hates people at 9? You're not supposed to be a 10-year-old being these fucking Koreans. What is this? So people say to me, isn't it crazy they're canceling the kids? Well, maybe we should cancel the kids. Cancel the racist kids and leave the racist adults alone, yes or yes? Come on. Racist children are a problem. They are. To hate from such a young age, if that's your first instinct, is a real problem. But at 39, if you're not a little racist, God, I don't trust you. And I hate the Irish. I loathe them. I abominate them. I went back to that country, that backwards toilet, or should I say turlet, and I went back to Ireland, and I said, I do not identify with these people at all. I just don't. They're drunks. They believe in witches. They're backwards. The top building in Ireland's like 8 stories tall. They've done nothing. So I don't identify with them at all. I am racist against Irish people, but I wasn't when I was 7. Okay? It took me a while to understand how backwards that culture happened to be. So this is my whole point now about racist children. I don't like racist children. It's to instinctually hate is bad. It's not good. To hate after a while is normal. It's normal. Someone's got to hate someone. You can't do anything. You're not supposed to be outwardly racist. There's not one person I've met who doesn't have some grudge or gripe or problem with some other group. You're not supposed to obviously take it to the next level and be crazy about it, But you're just not supposed to be 11 years old. You go, I've had enough with Filipinos. Not at 11. Not at 11. At 39, I go, well, it's a lot. It's a lot. I believe that. I believe we need to chill. Racist adults it's understandable. Racist children are a real problem. Well, they were so stupid. They were just parroting what other people said. Yeah, fine, but they haven't earned any of it. They haven't earned their racism. You need to earn your racism. You need to earn your homophobia. You should earn your misogyny. You need to earn all of your isms. You don't get them. You don't get your isms. You earn your isms. You earn the right to look at something and go, it's a little too much. Your best friend comes out as gay, you don't hate that person, but you see a few pride parades where men are being walked down the street like dogs. You go, this is excessive. It is excessive, isn't it? You have to earn it. So China has paid Tana Mojo. China did this whole thing. They orchestrated this. They leaked the Brooke tweets. And is this China doing this? Or it's Russia? 10 million? That's what the right wing's selling out for 10 million? I'm doing it for free. I'm defending Russia for on gratis, for free. I can't get anything. I can't get $1. A federal indictment unsealed Wednesday, available at this link, charged 2 employees of RT, formerly known as Russia Today, using fake personas and shell companies. The duo operated under covert identities at an American company identified in court documents as U.S. Company One. CNN and other media outlets say they confirmed that the company in question is Tenet Media. Tim Pool said something about this on Twitter, and he said we've all kind of been duped. We didn't know that this was going on. And probably they don't, because this is, they're very good at doing this stuff behind the scenes. But it doesn't mean that, here's what I love about all these influence operations, because let's break it down. The Russians are going, if we influence the American electorate will put pressure on the politicians and the policy will be changed. That's not really the way it works. That's very cute that Russia thinks that. How quaint. That's not really the way. It doesn't really matter how my aunt feels about the Ukraine war. It doesn't really matter. Nobody was asked about the Ukraine war here. Nobody really... Now, obviously, public opinion can matter over a long enough period of time, and it can swing things a certain way, but a lot of the issues in this country are not really settled based on how the public feels. But I understand it's a component, so Russia's out there trying to influence public opinion in a pro-Russia. Tim Pool said, should these allegations prove true, I, as well as the other personalities and commentators, were deceived and are victims. Yeah, I got to be honest. I don't know Tim Pool at all, but I don't think he's knowingly working for Russia. You know what I mean? I don't feel like he knows. If someone behind the scenes did something like that, I think that he Like, what if I find out that, can someone give me money? I'm asking right now. Is there an oligarch that will give me money? I'll give you the show email. I don't, how do these people, how do they even meet these people? I'm trying so hard to get money from foreign governments to do this program. I'm trying so hard. China, let's start small. Malaysia, I will blame that airliner on someone every week. Can you give me something? This has been going on forever. It's not going to happen. It's only more sophisticated because of the internet. Public opinion is incredibly malleable. Everybody knows that. The American people are, that's why people talk about fame. Here's the thing with fame, by the way. This is why the Jumbotron doesn't matter anymore. The fame, no one cares or trusts that anyone's famous for any reason now. People the American people are, they're not the brightest, but they have this raw native intelligence. They have the weird instinct because they've been fucked over so much. They've been propagandized and lied to so much that it's like an abused child where it's like, obviously that person is going to grow up to have lots and lots of problems, as our country does. But also an abused child has some weird, like, hey, maybe let's not walk down that street thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's something that they have. There's a street smarts that comes with growing up in a situation where you felt vulnerable and you had to protect yourself. And I think the American public, because they have been so heavily propagandized and lied to and have been told things that aren't true over and over and over again, the idea of fame as a concept, they distrust now. And I think that's a good thing. They just distrust it. They go, and then people, do you realize how famous people get in America? They get so famous in America, it's not even fun anymore. It's not even fun. The Kardashians are so famous now, they don't even have fans anymore. No one even likes them. They're just there. They're fixtures. They just exist. It's like a religion. They're just there. It's there. And you drive by and you look at the church, maybe you go in a few times a year. It's just there. It's a part of our society now. There's no fans of these people anymore. Jake and Logan Paul are so famous. I don't think they have any fans. Like, no one loves them anymore, and people have just gotten tired of hating them. They're just there. You relent. They relent. You go, all right, it's fine. It's down. Yeah. The Kardashians, they're going to be the most famous people in the world. I got to afford medicine. You just relent. You're beaten down endlessly, and you succumb to it. You succumb to it, and you have no say in it either. You don't really have a say in what happens. You just eventually, you turn around. If you're a normal person, you just turn around, and there's a bunch of people who are the most famous people in the world, and you don't know why. You don't know why. Every now and then you get like a Shane Gillis, who's a generational talent, who's an amazing, you know what I mean, stand-up comedian. You go, I get it. Or you get, even the guy who was watching do tennis last night, Skinner, whatever his name is. I don't want to learn his name. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. I'm not learning his name. Yannick, I'll blow him. I'm not learning his name. The point is, these people, I watch a guy play tennis and go, I get it. That guy's a top. That guy's amazing. However it happened, he's amazing. Then there's just a bunch of people that are just the most famous people. They're the most famous people in the world. And you don't know why. You could have gun in your mouth. You wouldn't be able to tell. And tell us why this one. I don't know why they're famous. Please don't choose this kind of my mouth. Please don't do it. I don't know. They were I don't know. No one knows. So no one knows why some people are famous. They're just the most famous people in the world. You relent. You go, okay, fine. They're just famous. There's nothing else to do. You would not be able to articulate it on your deathbed with a gun to the back of your child's head. You couldn't even come up with a fake reason why half of these people are famous. So what happens is you just relent. But it's that culture of fame, like Russia. No, Russia's like, we got to just start paying people in America that are famous to say shit. Because apparently these people will listen. And it's like, yes, I get it. Spread that money around. Spread that money. But it's this game now of like, fame means not, it just isn't anything anymore. It's lost all of the things that it had. Bethany, who I think is great and she's hilarious, did a video on chicken salad that went viral. We're sitting in the U.S. Open and people scream at her. They go, chicken salad. I go, what is this? What is this culture? What is our society? She's very funny. I'm not saying she doesn't deserve to be a known person. I just go, when people are screaming chickens, these women, they lose their minds. They go, chicken salad, chicken salad. I go, what is this? What is this? So what does Russia think they're buying here? What does Russia think they're getting? I'm curious. This is a schizophrenic. You can't. That's like me paying people in my mother's mental institution to influence the other members of it. It's like there's a guy, when my mother was alive, who used to walk through the halls going, and just used to like, and it's like me going, let me peel you off something. I want you to go into the lunchroom and talk about the need for nuclear power. Like, what is left here? I'm just curious. It's kind of hilarious. It's very funny. I don't know what's going on culturally anymore to where I don't even know what you would hope to get from an influence campaign. Other than like, yes, turn America against the Ukraine war, but America just doesn't even know what's going on. We're like, what is it? Why are we fighting this war? Americans just want to eat French toast in different formats, in the stick form where you can dunk it and use your hand. They want to eat it in the hollow form where you have to saw it with the knife. They want to have it on a bagel. They want to eat it at ice cream. They like it in cereal, French. Do you know how many types of French toast there are? That's all the country wants. So like, they're going to tire of the Ukraine war eventually. They're just going to tire. But they know they have no power. It's like the Kardashians. No one made them famous. We didn't start the Ukraine war. We know we can't stop it. No one thinks they're going to stop the Ukraine war. Nobody. You go to a barbecue. I don't understand why you're in the Ukraine. Nobody goes, and we're gonna stop this war. No one thinks like that. No one thinks like, because everyone knows. Everyone knows we didn't make the Kardashians famous. We can't stop it. We can't stop that boulder from rolling down the hill. We don't have that kind of power. No one in this country thinks they have that kind of power, by the way. No one. And you know what? It's really disturbing. Rich people don't even think they have that kind of power. Rich people, and I met a lot of rich people. They don't even know what's going on. Rich people barely know what's going on. They know they get the nugget at the Open with the caviar on it, and the ball goes back and forth. Then there's a few of them that are making everything happen, but the vast majority of them have no idea what's going on. All these rich kids want to be comedians and filmmakers. You talk to these rich scions of generational wealth, they all want to make films. They all want to be clowns. Do you know what a diseased society we are? Do you know what a diseased society we are? That our wealthiest people want to be traveling lounge acts? They want to join the circuit. Do you know what a diseased society we are? When the kids of the richest families go, I want to join the circus, which is what this is. I want to join this. Can you imagine that? Well, tell your grandfather what you'll be doing. I want to join the circus, Grandpappy. But we own a bank. Yes, but I like the circus. Have you ever felt the roar of the crowd in the circus? It's a nightmare here. I want to start buying influencers in Russia and maybe spend money over there to get it. I don't know God bless Russia or anyone who spends any money to get any result in this culture. In this culture, if you spend $1 to get any result, because you don't know what's going to happen, how it's going to happen, who's going to be responsible. Nobody knows. The Hawk Tuller girl was so fascinating. I just did this thing, and we had all these real people come on my thing that I did with Netflix. I can't really talk about it. I don't know why I'm being so, mysterious about it. It's retarded. But I'm just I'm doing a tease. But here's what's interesting about Hawk Tuller girl. She seems like a lovely woman. I say nothing negative about her. I don't know anything about her. The people that came on my show, people go, how do you get people to come on your show? And they're all real people. There's no scripts. There's nothing. How do you get people to come on? Everyone thinks, and yet they still live in America and they ask that question. All these people, well, why would anyone come on your show? Why would anyone? And they live in America. They live in America. And they ask that question. They go, why would anyone come on? And I go, well, look at Hawk Tuah Girl. Hawk Tuah Girl will probably be the Super Bowl commercial. She's going to make a decent amount of money. It might be short-lived. It might not. I don't know. Here's what the fatal flaw is in our system. People think that they can plan to be the Hawk Tuah Girl. They think they can arrange the world that in a way they can be her. You cannot. It is a casino. It is a circus. It is not a thing that you plan. You don't go to Vegas to win. You go, and if you're smart, you go to have a good time. You might win, and you might not, because it is a circus. What a circus is, by its effect, bring up circus, the definition of circus, so that people can understand what a circus is. Okay? The actual Webster dictionary of circus, so people can understand it, because I think people don't understand. Okay? A traveling company of acrobats, clowns, and other entertainers, which gives performances typically in a large tent in a series of different places. That is what it is. That's what we're doing here. Clowns, entertainers, acrobats in a tent. The tent gets set up somewhere. Could be on Instagram, might be on TikTok. Let's put the tent in, nail it down. Here comes the tent's going. The tent's up on YouTube Shorts today. Here comes the tent. Everybody gets out. They do the game. They do the thing. And then when they close that down, the tent springs up somewhere else. I don't know, on Facebook Marketplace. It doesn't matter. That's what it is. You cannot plan, really, to become the Hawk Tuah Girl, because the whole purpose of this insanity is to be random and chaotic. We don't know what people are going to like. Nobody knows what people are going to like. No one knows it. I talked to all these people in LA. They don't. There used to be a reasonable, you can make a guess as to what people like. You go 90210, white. They got tits, and they're in a nice area, and they get into drama. They have problems, girlfriends, boyfriends, cheating, nice cars. Shannon Doherty, Jenny Garth, yeah. Luke Perry, like people go, yeah. That's they'll like it, and they like it. And then if they like that, you go, well, they like that. They're going to like Melrose Place because the people are a little older, but it's still the same shit. They like Hill Street Blues. They like NYPD Blue. They like NYPD Blue. They like, there's a way to kind of gauge. Now you don't know it. Now no one knows why things work and why they don't. There isn't a clear-cut answer to why one person. So the thing about Hawk Tuah Girl, she's a charming, lovely woman, from what I understand. You cannot plan to be. You could not plan to say, I'm going to walk out of a bar and say, Hawk Tuah on that thing, and then go why it's in there. So the people that come on my show are the people that go on any show. They're taking their shot. They're rolling the dice. Good for them, and why not? Why not? What's the point of being at the circus if you're not going to go up there and do a flip? So that's the thing. So God bless Russia. God bless anyone spending $1 to get a result in the climate we are in now. Morgan & Morgan is the largest personal injury law firm in America. It's so important that you are making sure all the time that you are focusing on getting full and fair compensation when you are wronged. They have over 1,000 lawyers. They have 100 offices. They've recovered over $20 billion for over 500,000 clients. Morgan & Morgan has a proven track record of fighting to get you what is rightfully yours. They won an $8.2 million case against a Florida IHOP for a woman wins $3 million settlement over a hot coffee burn. Get it? They're out there fighting the good fight. I'm such a fan of Morgan & Morgan as a law firm. Sometimes I'm sad that when I'm in a car that it doesn't crash, because I want to deal with them so bad. They're so good at what they do. They're so efficient. Their fee is free unless you win. That I just go, wait, this car didn't crash. Damn it. Every time I arrive at a destination safely, sure, I like it. But I have a pangs of regret because I know that I could have been on the phone with one of the 1,000 lawyers at Morgan & Morgan to help me navigate this and get me what's mine. If you're ever injured, you can check out Morgan & Morgan. Their fee is free unless they win. For more information, go to forthepeople.com/Tim or dial pound law, pound 529 from your cell. That's forthepeople.com/Tim or dial pound law, pound 529 from your cell. This is a paid advertisement. Wells Fargo employee found 4 days after she died in her cubicle. And by the way, this is actually a good, beautiful story because we know people are their happiest at work, and it's where they should live and where they should die. And no matter what others say, that woman loved that cubicle, and I'm sure she was happy to die in it. Let's take a look.
New tonight, a Wells Fargo employee dies at her desk and no one bats an eye. Now her coworkers are raising questions about how the Tempe, Arizona office addressed the tragic death. Jade Cunningham has the story.
There's sadness at this
Look at
Wells
that. By the
Fargo.
way, stop that. Look at that. Look at that, huh? Look how beautiful that is. Where is that, Arizona?
Yeah, Tempe.
Tempe, Arizona desert. Wells Fargo. You park your car, you go just another day in paradise. You walk in and you check out, and then your body rots for 4 days at the Tempe Wells Fargo.
In Tempe.
It's really, really heartbreaking. And I'm thinking, what if I were just sitting there? Like, nobody would check on me.
After the body of an employee was found at work, an associate who asked to remain anonymous for fear of retaliation says the situation is troubling.
Right.
Her boss had emailed her. He didn't receive a response. So they went to go check where she normally sits.
Stop that. I love the American workplace for fear of retaliation. A body's rotting for 4 days. And they go, if you talk to anyone about this, maybe they were having fun with the body. Does anyone think about that? They were doing a weekend at Bernie's. They're propping her up. Maybe she was a cunt. Maybe everybody hated her. Maybe she died, and then people were having fun with her, photocopying her ass, having fun. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm just saying we have to look for explanations in times like this and explanations that make us feel better about the random, insane, chaotic nature of this thing that we are doing called life. Maybe this woman was one of these people that you just didn't. You know you're a cunt at work if no one goes near your desk for 4 days. Can you imagine what a friendless hell this woman lived in? No one went near her desk for 4 days. 4 days? No one went near her cubicle for 4 days. Do you know what a nightmare this woman must have been? Or she was either a nightmare or she was one of those women who like barely existed and you were just like, oh, every interaction's kind of awkward and forced. And you know what? I don't need to go near her. But it's weird that nobody. She's clearly not an essential component of Wells Fargo Tempe branch. Let's watch a little bit more of that. Maybe it turns. Maybe it gets happy.
And that's how they found the body.
Tempe police say on August 20th, building security called authorities after finding a worker who was possibly dead. Officers went and identified the person as 60-year-old Denise Prudhomme.
To hear that she's just been sitting at the desk, like, that would make me feel, like, sick. And that nobody did anything. That was how she spent her last moments.
Police say there's nothing suspicious about the death, but still haven't confirmed many details about the time or manner of it. The employee says the lack of information from the bank has been especially frustrating.
I'm just wondering why they didn't formally address employees about it when this does affect everybody in the building.
Wells Fargo said in a statement, "We are deeply saddened by the tragic loss of our colleague at our Tempe office." It also states counselors are available to support employees and all further questions will be directed to police.
Ready? I'll be the Wells Fargo counselor and I'll also be the employee. Hi. Thank you for reaching out. How are you doing? Well, it's like, because the employees, it's Arizona. They're like it's like sad because like she's like died and shit and nobody like help her like that. Yeah. How does that make you feel? Makes me feel like sad. Like, what if I die and no one like comes to see me when I'm in like my cubicle? So you feel fear? Yeah, like sometimes I feel like scared that no one cares. Like sometimes our life, it feels like it has no meaning. We just do that Wells Fargo shit. And then people on the TV say Wells Fargo kind of like steal people money and shit. Well, I can't really speak to that. Well, there was some weird credit card shit. It's all over the news. I can't really speak to that. I can only speak to, your emotional, composition right now. I understand that you've just been through something. And I understand that it's tough. This makes us all think about our lives. And it makes us all think that, we're alone. But you're not alone. You have me. The Wells Fargo team's always here to support you. You know that. But don't talk to anyone else about this. I saw you're talking to the news. And the thing is, nobody at the news is trained the way I'm trained to help you. I'm trained to help you. Yeah, like I just felt emotional, so like I talked to. No, I know. But the worst thing that could happen, and I mean the worst, is if you say something to the news and then people think that you're just, you're placing blame on the company. You wouldn't want that. No, like I don't blame them, but like maybe it is kind of their fault. Well, we don't want to say things like that. We don't want to go down that road. We don't want to open that door. We don't want to open that door because you know how big Wells Fargo is. They crush people like you like a bug. Look at me. They'll crush you like a bug. You know that. They crush you and your children. They'll kill your kids. They'll kill them in front of you. You know that, right? We'll kill you. I'll kill you. I'll kill you right now. Yo, what's happening right now? I'll kill you. I'll fucking kill you, you stupid bitch. You say one more thing to the news, I'll fucking kill you. I'm kidding. What I think we need to do now, I'm telling you right now that it's very sad that happened, but I think it's beautiful. Tim Walz ignores dead hostage question to eat ice cream at the state fair. Tim Walz's brother came out and said, do not put this lake freak in because Tim Walz, we know, is a fun guy. He's a pathological liar. He lied about everything. He didn't serve in the war. He's full of shit. His brother hates him. By the way, whose brother hates them like that? This guy's brother hates him, has not spoken to him for 8 years. We know Walz is a liar. We know he's, he just makes things up, which is fine. A lot of politicians make things up, but we just met him. And a lot of what he's saying isn't true. He's, so let's watch Tim Walz. He's dodging this question. And by the way, I get it. The last thing I want to do when I'm eating ice cream is talk about hostages because it's not fun anymore.
How are you feeling? What's your reaction to the 6 hostages being found dead in Gaza?
All right. Thanks, everybody.
There you go. Go eat the custard. How about some custard? Why wouldn't he just say it's terrible? Why wouldn't he just say it's terrible? She said, what's your reaction to the 6 hostages being found in Gaza? Why wouldn't he just say any loss of life in this conflict is absolutely tragic and we need to bring it to an end as soon as possible? You know why? Because he can't. He's not allowed. He's not allowed to say it because he's not his own man. He's not his own man. You're all falling for this. Oh, he's a folksy lake man. No, he's not. He's meeting with the Soros kids. Okay, and they're telling them how to dismantle American civil society, by the way. He's not his own man. He's a liar and a fraud. I don't care that he likes fishing like me. No, he does. He's lying. He couldn't say what do you think about the hostages being fake? He goes, I'm going to go eat this ice cream. He doesn't know. This is the simplest question ever asked of a politician that I've ever seen publicly, and he cannot answer it. And the reason he cannot answer it is because he does not know what the Democratic National Committee and the advisors want him to say about 6 dead kids, by the way, or people. He cannot just say the most basic, this is how inhuman this liar is. He cannot say, hi, any loss of life in this conflict is a tragedy. We need to bring it to a close because you know why? It's not. They don't want it to end. This is the goal here is not for it to end. This is not for it to end. The goal for the Ukraine war is not to end. None of these wars, the ending is not on the docket. Ending the wars is not a part of the game. Bibi Netanyahu does not want this war to end. Israel, the citizens, a lot of them are going, yes, we need it to end. Bibi Netanyahu does not want to go to jail on corruption charges. He does not want to face a post-war environment. He doesn't want an investigation in intelligence failures that allowed October 7th to happen. He doesn't want any of that. So the only way to not have that is to have a larger regional conflict. Okay? That is the only way to not have that. Tim Walz knows that he needs to shut his fucking mouth about this stuff, that it is not his job, that the biggest issue right now with the Democrats in places like Michigan is this issue. So he cannot answer a question like a human being. Now, by the way, if he was a sharp politician, like, I don't know, like a Josh Shapiro, who I believe I sat next to at the U.S. Open. I think it was Josh Shapiro. It was a few seats down. I sent the photo to people. They said it was. The governor of Pennsylvania, if he was a politician that, for example, we all know Josh Shapiro is very pro-Israel, but like Josh Shapiro is his image is not the guy next door, hockey dad or whatever this Sarah Palin type is doing. His huckster, lake abominable snowman, folksy, I eat my griddle cakes with butt, like whatever he's doing here. His image is I'm an outsider. I'm not Shapiro's image is like, no. My brother works in Hollywood. I'm the guy. So you're used to politics coming from, the way Walz has sold himself is I'm the guy at the fair that I'm into straight talk. We ain't weird. And but yet he cannot answer a question about 6 American hostages that were killed without receiving talking points from billionaires. So just know out there, the dum-dums who are stupid people, I don't care who you vote for him if you want. It doesn't matter to me. I don't tell you who to vote for. The whole point of my show is not to tell you or to carry water or this, that, and the other thing. It doesn't matter to me. Just know that this is the exact same thing as you've always had and you'll always have. He was cast in a role to be a lake guy. He is getting edicts from billionaires like everybody else. Play that again. It's almost like he's looking for the billionaires to, where are the billionaires? Where are they? Tell me what is it? Dead kids good or bad? What are we doing? Ooh, dead kids, yay or nay on the dead kids? Yes or no? I don't know about this one. Tim Walz. Here's straight talk Walz, baby.
Reaction to the 6 hostages being found dead in Gaza.
All right. Thanks, everyone. I'm going to go have a meeting with a billionaire. Thank you. Thanks. I'm going to go talk to a couple of billionaires. It's just interesting. I'm fascinated by political theater. I like it. I like theater. I like it interests me as to how the world is run. And the way that he has been cast in this role as a simple American dad, funnel cake dad, fair dad, next door guy. But just know that he cannot answer a question without receiving instructions from the people who own him and own Kamala and own the DNC and whatever. And that doesn't mean, by the way, that Trump and Vance don't have backers, that they are also, I don't know if Trump's controlled by anyone because, I mean, if they are, they're doing a terrible job. Trump doesn't seem super controlled, but they also have interests in stuff like that they will not openly go against. So that's just the way politics works. This guy, however, seems to have gotten some pass. He's branded himself as like this I'm a freewheeling, I eat my funnel cake, like everybody, I just go to the fair. What do you think about the dead kids? Ugh. Everybody who visits me goes, what are these guest room mattresses? I go, they're Helix. They're Midnight Deluxe. They're the best in the business. There's nothing worse than mattress shopping, and there's nothing better than getting a Helix mattress delivered to you. Don't think the Midnight Deluxe is for you? Take their quiz. It's so easy. Okay? Basically, they're going to let you know what mattress fits you perfectly after you answer some very easy questions to determine what your priorities are as a sleeper. I love it. If your spine needs some TLC, they got you. Every Helix mattress has a hybrid design combining individually wrapped steel coils in the base with premium foam layers on top. It's a perfect combination of comfort and support. I love it. It's my favorite thing I own. Everyone loves it. It's the best I've ever slept on. It was set up fast and easy. They're delivered in a box straight to your door for free. They have a 10 to 15-year warranty depending on the model. Don't take my word for it. Helix has been awarded #1 mattress picked by GQ and Wired magazine. They're offering 25% off all mattresses and 2 free pillows for our listeners. Go to helixsleep.com/TimD. That's helixsleep.com/TimD. This is their best offer yet, and it won't last long. With Helix, better sleep starts now. PrizePicks is America's #1 daily fantasy sports app with over 5 million active members. It's the easiest and most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. Unlike other apps on PrizePicks, it's just you against the numbers. All you do is pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections and watch the winnings roll in. I'm telling you. Caleb Williams' passing yards gets you 1 win on PrizePicks every week in September. That's right. Only 1 yard gets you an automatic win every football week in September. 4 weeks of free W's. Don't mind if I do. Don't miss this deal on PrizePicks because it's gone when September ends. PrizePicks is the only real money daily fantasy platform with injury assistance policy, so that you and your lineup stay in play even if your player gets injured. If your player leaves in the first half and doesn't return, PrizePicks are still alive, your PrizePicks. Your picks are still alive. I mean, can you believe that? How generous they're being? PrizePicks invented the flex play, which means you can still cash out even if your lineup isn't perfect. You can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. I love PrizePicks. I use it all the time, and I win. And I enjoy that. Tyreek Hill for more than 90 receiving yards and Dak Prescott for more than 263 pass yards. Josh Allen for less than 240 passing yards and CeeDee Lamb for more than 96 receiving yards. Come on! Are you nuts? Download the PrizePicks app today and use code TIM. It's a great way to support this show and be part of a great organization. PrizePicks, download it. The app, use code TIM. You get $50 instantly. Can you imagine when you play 5? You play $5, you get $50? Code TIM on PrizePicks gets you $50 instantly when you pay $5. When you play 5. 50 when you play 5. 50 when you play 5. You don't even need to win to receive $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. PrizePicks. Run your game. And here's the thing I'll say about all this hostages and all the killing and everything like that. Frankly, it's mucking up kind of the fall, to be honest. Like, the fall is supposed to be a time of, like, really, like, focused. The fall's like a great, number one, I think it's the best season. We all agree. Everyone loves the fall. And it's like, I'm over this whole thing, this Middle East conflict. Because it was like last fall, it started. And I don't want to go through another fall with this. I really don't. I don't want to be eating apple pie and hearing about beheadings. It's the holidays. I've had enough. No, I have. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of sitting there having a tea, a nice Earl Grey, and then having people, enough with this. Stop the fighting all the time. I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to ignore it. I'm ignoring it. I'm ignoring it. I'm ignoring it now. It's time for us to ignore it. The only way to beat the warmongers is to ignore them. It's not happening. It's not happening. It's not happening. I will not listen anymore. I will not listen anymore. I won't. It's like the Kardashians. Just let it be then. If the Middle East war is going to go on for 20 years, like Keeping Up with the Kardashians, I just have to ignore it. And I because it really is, it gets to the point where it's like explaining that war is the same thing as explaining why the Kardashians are famous. You go, well, there was a tape and what's the thing that people wear to make their legs less fat? I don't know, man. They're just there. They just fight. These people just fight. Figure it out. It's the fall. I really am not doing this over the holiday. I don't care how cunty it's. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it over the holidays. I won't do it. I'm not doing it. I will not do it. It's taken too much of my time. It's taken too much of my attention. I will not do it. I will not do it. In the beginning, I get it. Everybody's got, and I know it's a terrible tragedy all over the place. The thing at the music festival, that was bad. All the people in Gaza, this is very bad. It's all very bad, and it's not good. I am completely powerless to stop any of it. I'm turning it off. And if you bring it up, I'm going to talk about Chapel Roan, who's slightly overrated but talented. And I will start singing Chapel Roan. If you bring up the Israel-Gaza thing to me, I will just start, I dance at the club, the Pink Pony Club. I will not dignify this anymore. There's nothing left to say. What am I going to say? What's the new take? What's the hot take on that? Well, it's actually the Balfour Declaration. Well, if you think about the border, it's the pre-1967 border. Well, actually, it's the 7-Day War. It's the Israeli. Well, actually, it's Iran. Shut up. Everyone shut up. It's not happening. It's over. It's over now. It is over. It is over. I'm done. I am done. Unless they start giving me cash. You want me to talk about this Bibi Netanyahu? You give your son Yair in Miami money and he flies it to me. Cash! I cannot talk about it anymore. It's annoying me. I was sitting at the tennis and I'm watching them and I'm saying it is so, you know what's impressive? What I do. Not what they do. I was watching them and I'm going, sure, they're athletic and they're specimens. Could they do an hour of what I do? I could do what they do. I could do that. It wouldn't be as good, but I could do it. Oh, over the net. What is that? Could they talk about Kamala Harris for hours? This woman, no one should talk about Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris should work at Wells Fargo. I have to talk about this woman endlessly for hours. I got to talk about the Middle East conflict for hours and endless hours and hours about the Middle East. I mean, could they do this? Get Sinner. Get him up. Yeah, go for an hour about Kamala Harris in the Middle East. 19 episodes on the Middle East. And it's still not fixed. I've done 19 hours on the Middle East and it's still not fixed. This is why my father, and when you talk to my father, it's like he's had a complete lobotomy. You say anything to my father, he responds with something about his dog or the weather, or he brings up some anecdote that's from the 70s. And the reason he does this is because the world is designed to drive you insane, and the only two options are to go insane or to completely detach. The world is actually designed to drive you insane. It's not an accident that is driving you insane. It's created to make you insane. That's the whole point, is to drive you mad. You're actually supposed to be insane all the time because you're fucked with on such a level. When you go out to any area that has a lot of nature, it doesn't matter where it is, and you're there and you see trees and you breathe and you're around, you take a little walk and maybe you swim in the pond, in the lake, the ocean, whatever. You have some type of understanding of time and space. You have night, you have day, you have seasons. There's something that then you step into this kaleidoscope, this fun house of crazy. And it's an unending, unrelenting assault on your mental health all day, every day. All day, every day. And you just have to either fully go insane, like just do it, just go and like jump in, and then you're nuts, and you meet the nuts people. You meet, I can't believe, well, you know what's going on with climate change? You know it. And you go, what is wrong? Stop it. Stop doing this to me. You're in my living room. Stop it. But you meet them and they're nuts. You go, well, actually in 4 years, Miami's going to be completely underwater. So everyone that lives in Miami right now is going to be dead and they're going to lose all their money if they live in Miami because it's going to be underwater. Everybody's going to be burned alive. They're going to be burned alive in LA. If you live in LA, you're going to be burned alive. And you go, oh, okay. Are you sad about any of that? You seem happy. Why are you happy that everyone's going to die? What? Well, you seem happy. No, I'm not. Well, you seem gleeful and happy that these climate events that may or may not happen are going to kill everyone. Do you think that's nice? My aunt does it. Well, you know what has to happen in Miami? It's going to die. Everyone's going to die. Well, what is this? What is it? You know, my grandmother's on her deathbed, and I was talking to one of my aunts, and she goes, well, thank God you don't need any money. There's going to be a real fight over that estate, and one of them's a lawyer, so you know how that's going to go. And she goes, thank God you don't need any money, because I would be so mad if you needed money that you weren't going to get what's rightfully yours. I go, nothing's rightfully mine. I didn't earn any of the money. Secondly, why is it that you boomer psychopaths, that is your first response to anyone who's like dying is like how the estate is going to get divvied up? It's just a matter of going insane. And people, anyone that shows up with talking points in their head that they need to get out, gotta get you. They're crazy. They're crazy. I'm not saying you shouldn't believe things or whatever, but I'm saying when you assault another person with your half-baked opinions, like, it's crazy. Unless they're very entertaining. I make money doing it. It's my job. It's entertaining. People hang out with me. I barely talk. People are like, yo, you're real different. I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm just chilling. People think like people come over to my house. I'm like, hey, what's up? Like, people think like they're going to walk in and I'm going to be like, Meghan Markle's a cutter. It's like, that's not the way it is. Like, I do this for like an hour or two a week, and then I just go and I don't know. But like you gotta stop. You gotta detach. I mean, my father's the ultimate extreme because literally he'll be like, you know what's good about Fred? I go, who's Fred again? And he goes, the dog. You know what's good about him? I go, what could be good about him? What is good about this Shih Tzu? Tell me again what is good. But he's decided, and I think he'll live for probably a long time, he's decided that the best way to deal with the current media landscape is to completely detach and walk around a nice corn maze of his own mind. And I think maybe that's the move, because over the next 60 days, you are going to see some of the people that you know lose their mind. Their mind is going to melt out of their brain and it's going to leak out of their ear, and they're going to need you. They're going to need you to ignore them, just the way I'm ignoring Israel and Gaza. I'm ignoring them until they get their act together, until they want to behave the way I do, like it's a fucking fall, until they want to have a nice dinner party and go to the Jericho cider mill and get an apple crumb pie and get a little cider and take a nice walk around the Planting Fields Arboretum in Westbury, until they want to take a nice stroll in Central Park with a cup of coffee, until they want to have a nice little dinner and fucking go and get some nice brown butter, sage, pumpkin ravioli, unless they want to go get some gorgonzola and gnocchi, unless they start acting like people. I'm not going to deal with it. I'm not dealing with the beheadings and the burnings and the killings and the genocides and the shooting. I will not do it, not this fall. Miss me with all that shit. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. If they're going to have to act like fucking people. How about a little less killing and a little more dinner party? How about that? What about a nice restaurant in Gaza? A nice restaurant. Something nice. And I love those. I feel bad for those kids, but like, they're like, day 302 in water zone. Like here's the thing with the Gaza war influencers. I know, I get it. I understand, but like, vary the content. Diversify the content, the Gaza war influence. It's all war all the time. Show me how to make a falafel. You know what I mean? Like, why is it all war all the time? Day 92 in water zone. No one has water. We are all dying. Bummer. Can I get a seasonal dish? Make a shakshuka. Do something. Is that Israeli? Maybe it is. I'm just saying, have the courage to ignore. Have the courage to ignore. Have the moral courage to ignore. Because you're not doing anything. You're not throwing red paint on Starbucks doesn't do it. I know it makes you feel good. I know it makes you feel, but it's not doing anything. Bibi Netanyahu doesn't give a shit if every college kid in America shoves the Talmud up their ass. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. It doesn't matter. Fucking funnel cake dad won't even say that the dead kids are bad. Like, no one will even say anything here. So the only thing to do is to completely divest emotionally from this unless you are willing to join a side and fight. If you're willing to join the IDF or join Hamas, God bless. But until you are, I really want fall behavior. Fall behavior. Picking of the pumpkin. Get the pumpkin and bring it to the house. You need to be an example of what America truly is at its heart. A selfish, self-obsessed place that has succeeded because of that and thrives because of that and will only ever succeed because of that. You need to be an example to the rest of the world of what self-obsession and narcissism looks like. You are the star of your own movie. You are losing the thread. No one thinks you care. No one believes you. No one. Be the demon they all think you are, and they will love you for it. They want to be you. They want to be you, Jennifer Aniston. Shut the fuck up about clean water, you cunt. Shut up. They only want clean water so they can be you. I mean, where do you go from there? It's just what it is. We need to restore sanity to this country. And I'm hearing too many people unconvincingly talking about others. And this is not the season to unconvincingly talk about your faux activism, your fake bullshit, your statuses, your fucking, you're not doing anything. What you must do is return to the cave of self. It's why we're loved. It's actually why we're loved. No one cares. People love us for World War II. No one cares. Get up, Denise Prudhomme, please. Get up, R.I.P. Denise Prudhomme. This woman died in a Wells Fargo for your sins. For your sins. Bring her up. That's Jesus. She died in Wells Fargo for your sins. For your sins. Even Russia goes, we can't give him any money. Bud goes, what are you fucking nuts? Oh, good night, everybody.